Hey y'all, if you're looking for a good place to get cheap, reliable MT, then I recommend you head over to dvdj.com. Alright, but we're ready to get down to business. We got more gameplay slider adjustments. Well, we don't ever stop trying to make the game better. And we're definitely going to do that today because I got all the settings to fix the problem with missed dunks. So we're going to do all the sliders we need to do to make this part of the game as realistic as it can be. But before we can get to that, first I had to test to figure out why is this happening? Okay, what's the real root cause of this problem? So what I discovered, underneath everything, the main reason for this problem is 2K's definition of traffic is messed up. And you know what? This will sound familiar. Anybody who's ever played My Career, raise your hand if you've ever had that little box pop up at the bottom of the screen that says accolade unlocked, dunk on a 7-footer, just because there was a 7-footer like next to you or behind you, or dunk on 2 or more defenders, but you didn't dunk on them. They were just kind of in the general area. That's the same thing happening. The game thinks it's a dunk in traffic just because there's defenders around in the general vicinity, even though they're doing literally nothing to affect the dunk in any way. Like, that's supposed to be traffic according to the game? A dude who's like a foot shorter than him curled up in a ball underneath the basket? I don't know, but basically the game is taking these types of plays where the dunker is actually unobstructed and labeling them as dunks in traffic. And we know that's going to automatically reduce the chance we have to make the damn dunk. And unfortunately, when it comes to the sliders, there's no like dunk sensitivity slider or whatever. There's nothing like that that's going to change what the game considers to be quote unquote in traffic. But what we can do is make our players a little better at finishing in traffic dunks. And that's definitely the first thing we're going to want to do, just the dunk in traffic success slider right here. So first, let's go ahead and start with Hall of Fame difficulty. What we're going to want to do for the user is take this thing up to 52. And then as we move through the different difficulties, it's just going to increase in increments of 2. All right, so 52 for Hall of Fame. Then we go to Superstar. That's going to go up to 54. Then next is All-Star. We're going to bring it up to 56 for that. 58 for Pro, and 60 for Rookie. And you know, it's kind of weird when we look at the CPU side of this. Missing these dunks just not as big of a problem for the CPU at all. So that's why we're going to be taking this down from the default. We're bringing this down to 50 for Hall of Fame for the CPU. Like I said, it's not as big of an issue for the CPU. So we're not going to go 2 notches per level. We're just going to go down 1 per level this time. So we go from Hall of Fame to Superstar. We're bringing it down to 49. We go to All-Star, 48. Pro 47, Rookie 46. So originally the CPU is just a little too good. They finished these dunks in traffic a little too consistently. It just wasn't natural. So we needed this adjustment to bring them down a peg or 2. Along the same lines, what we're going to want to do, the next adjustment, you guessed it, dunking ability. So what we're going to do, let's start with Hall of Fame level, of course, again. We're taking this up to 53. As we move through the different difficulty levels, we're just going to do 1 notch for this. So you already know where I'm going. Superstar up to 54, All-Star 55. Why do I always forget what's after All-Star? Pro up to 56, and Rookie 57. Now the CPU's dunking ability overall is pretty solid as it is, but just for a little extra touch of difficulty for a Hall of Fame level, we're going to bump this up just 1 single notch to 51. And then we're going to go down 1 notch as we go through the difficulties. So 50 for Superstar, 49 for All-Star, 48 for Pro, and 47 for Rookie. It doesn't take huge adjustments to fix this problem, and it's pretty easy to go too far the other way and make it overpowered because there is a balance that we're trying to strike here. And you can see some of the examples of, when I went too far, I had to be careful to stay out of this territory where we have cheesy, unrealistic posters everywhere, and it just cheapens the whole accomplishment. I don't know. We want to keep a poster special. We just don't want to miss dunks for no reason and make most of the dunks that we should make. So last adjustment to fully address this problem, Dunkin traffic frequency slider. So the game compared to real life is definitely a little dunk happy. So we're going to want to lower this on both sides just to match it up a little more closely, make it more realistic. So you see I'm on the user here. For Hall of Fame, let's start with that. I'm bringing this down to 40. This is going to vary based on the difficulty, but not very much at all. Okay, so we got 40 for the user on Hall of Fame. It's going to remain at 40 for Superstar. And then for All-Star, we're going to bring it up 1 to 41. We're going to keep it at 41 for Pro. For Rookie, we're going to bring it up 1 more to 42. And for the CPU, 55 is way too high. And it is not realistic at all to have the CPU going for that many more dunk attempts in traffic than the user. To make it realistic, we're bringing this down to 40 for the CPU. That's going to be for Hall of Fame. It's also going to stay at 40 for Superstar. Then we go to All-Star and Pro. That's going to be at 1 notch down at 39. And then for Rookie, just 1 more notch down to 38. So now we can see all these adjustments working together in concert. It's beautiful. Defenders are going to have to do more than just stand in the general area to affect our dunks. And there's just some really cool, like, nuanced ways that these sliders actually translate onto the floor and into the gameplay. Okay, first of all, big difference from the default settings. Now the game will reward you more and you'll be able to make more contested dunks if you try the dunk with the hand that's away from the defender. This is great. We have the game actually recognizing this and giving you a little bit of a boost when you do a good job and shield the defender from the ball. And also another thing, by the same token, the game is now doing a better job after these adjustments at recognizing differences in ratings and height and athleticism and strength, etc., etc. You remember the little point guard cowering underneath the basket, causing the 7-footer to miss? We're not seeing so much of that anymore. Now we're getting more realistic outcomes. So what we have here is settings that are actually highlighting the ratings rather than drowning them out. This is great. I could not be happier with how these settings have translated into the gameplay. So I hope you guys enjoy. And of course, as usual, bring me whatever you got on this or anything else in the comments. Make sure to leave a like before you go if you enjoyed, if you found this useful. And like I said, guys, I don't really care what time of year it is. I'm always trying to make our game experience better. So we're still going to have a lot more to come on the channel for 2K19. And then, of course, we'll transition into 2K20 when the time is right. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Then you can hit your notifications on after that and keep up on everything I'm testing. And I hope I see you right back here next time on 2K with the Popboy.